Here we go, here we go, here we go again. Yeah, get that camera out my face. Get that camera out my face. I don't want to be on camera. Didn't you know what you signed up for? Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills commentary from a singer, American Idol commentary. Yes, it's back, people, it is back, and I am here. I am back with you to tell you about what happened. It was a 2-hour show tonight, you know, and they was trying to do everything they could, so I got a lot of notes, and I just want to run on through them. I might skip some stuff, who knows, but I caught everything that I could catch. We started out with this episode started out with Phillip Phillips setting up his guitar on a bare stage and nobody in the audience and singing his original song Home, and it was just him and his guitar, and they let us know that his single has gone triple platinum. Congratulations, Phillip Phillips. Idol has had over 371 #1 hits. Can you believe it? I didn't know that. I was like, oh my god, that's just amazing, okay? And then they showed all, it was a long process, you know, but it was about 6 or 7 minutes. It seemed to go on forever when they were doing all the introductions and all this good stuff, and then finally ran the credits and all that. But then we got past that and they had the judges arriving, and first of course was Randy Jackson, because we all know him. Wasn't nobody excited to see Randy. Then I said something about him being like an old shoe, just comfortable as he can be. We know who he is, forget him. But then Keith Urban came out, you know, and people were very, very into him. But of course, Nicki Minaj ran out. People were like, you know, he got a few little strange looks, and there were some people like, oh, but a lot of us like, you know, she was, I don't know, but you know, whatever. And then Mariah Carey got the pimp spot naturally, as she should, because she is the big star of this show this season, and 200 million records sold. That's a diva right there, and she continues to do her thing. One of the best-selling artists ever. They started immediately in with all kinds of stuff going on. This guy named Michael came up doing his version of We Will Rock You, because they were arguing back and forth like the ladies, it seemed they were arguing. He came in, and I guess he saw what was going on and said, I gotta break this up. So he started, you know, just walking in. I thought that was really cool. But then I thought he was just gonna stand there and sing, but he kind of did like a comedy skit or something, and I was like, just go on and sing a song, man. So he acted like he was flipping through the radio and singing all kinds of different stuff. Just go on and sing, man. And what ended up happening? They didn't let him sing a real song. They said no, voted on what he had done so far, sent him packing. You went through all of this, and from the little stuff that I heard of him singing, he had a decent voice. I don't know if it was really good because he was really just playing around and stuff, but he wasted his time. And I think he sang like maybe three clips of songs or whatever, maybe even 4, but it was all playing around. He didn't really bring it. So they judged him on what they'd heard so far and sent him on his way. And then Nicki called Mariah a bitch twice. I mean, out the box. I was like, it's gonna be an interesting episode. Then we had Tenna Torres. She did You Got a Friend by Carole King, and she went to the Mariah Camp Mariah, and got to sing for her when she was a kid. And she brought in pictures and stuff, and I thought, oh Lord, this girl is probably gonna be terrible. But she had a really nice voice, lots of the emotions. She performed well. Mariah had tears in her eyes, and I love the girl's dynamics, just the swells and the little things that she was doing with it. I was really enjoying it. Of course, she got 3 yeses. And they kept cutting to Nicki Minaj throughout the whole show. Mariah would say something like a diva, you know. She'd be like, oh, darling, can you get me some more ice? Would it be a bottle or something? And they would cut to Nicki going, so they tried to get some mess started. Then next they had quite a few singers who turned it out and went to Hollywood. Of course, we didn't get to hear all of them. We just got to see them. They didn't show any names or anything like that. You know, they'd be trying to save a little something for later on. Then James Bay came out. He was 15. He did One Less Lonely Girl by Justin Bieber, and he was so funny. He reminded me of William Hung, really. And on Twitter I was saying he was William Hung's nephew, and somebody was saying that it was Traffic. You know, I mean, Timothy De La Ghetto. But anyway, yeah, whatever. It was just he was the kind of singer that you love to laugh at, really. Nicki asked him if he had a girlfriend. He said that he wanted to do a collide with her one day, a collide instead of a collab. And Randy told him the vocals was not his thing. Mariah was talking about, have you ever thought about DJing? I mean, they were all walking all around the subject, right? So they all said no. And Nicki gave him a nice pep talk afterwards, called him up, shook his hand. Then she went over and gave him a hug, a little kiss on the cheek. I thought it was really, really sweet. Next we had Christina Isabelle. She did Summertime, and I wasn't crazy about the song choice at first, but she immediately changed my mind when she started singing. A really nice voice and a beautiful blues ending, but throughout the song she did so many nice little just things with it, just made it her own and made it fresh for me after hearing it for years and years and years and years. Keith said she was a natural singer and he loved the vulnerability in her voice, and she got 4 yeses to go on to Hollywood. Then we had Evan Ruggerio. He did I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and he didn't sound so good on that. And then he did Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi, and he sounded a lot better. He was a dancer when he was really young, and then when he was 19 he got diagnosed with cancer and he lost his leg. They had to take one of his legs, and he came in wearing shorts to show his leg or whatever, and he brought his guitar with him. And the first song he did a cappella, and like I said, it was really choppy and it wasn't sounding very good to me, but then he played with and sang with the guitar and it sounded a lot better, and he even had the judges singing along with him. But they all sent him home, and I was surprised because he seemed like he had a nice voice, a good story, and a lot of potential. But they told him to come back again next year, which they told a lot of people that. Try to come back next year or the year after or something like that, you know, keep working on it. Then we had Jessica Rose Kartalis, 19, did an original song, and her mom nominated her, I guess, on the net or whatever, and Randy showed up at her performance to invite her with cameras and everything. And so Randy asked her to do an original song with her guitar, and she was out of tune. She came in a cappella, and I guess she started in the wrong key, so when she started playing it on the guitar, she came in out of tune, and then she changed the key with the guitar. It was spastic, and to me, it looked like she was just unprepared, you know, and I really didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Just watching, I was like, you got an invite to come to the audition. We have seen you, we know you're going to get camera time, and you did not prepare maybe 4 or 5 things and really have them together for this audition. Like I said, it really perturbed me quite a bit. But of course, she got sent packing, and I wrote, what a shame. Shira Gavrielov from Israel did Valerie by Amy Winehouse, and she said she had a #1 hit in Israel. Oh, I wrote, her accent wasn't helping her, but she had a nice crisp voice. I didn't like her phrasing, but Nicki Minaj seemed to be excited by her, and all the judges said yes. And Nicki was making some of those faces because Mariah was like speaking to her in Hebrew, you know, I guess she learned a few words or whatever, and she was throwing them off. And Nicki was like, and I was just like, this is going to be a mess throughout the competition. Frankie Ford was next. He did Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics, and he sings on the train for extra money, right? I think I have seen him before, but I'm not sure. He started out good, but stopped himself for some reason, and I was wondering why he stopped himself, because he was sounding pretty good. Well, when he started again, he started in lower key, so I think he started too high and he was worried that he was gonna, you know, hit the ceiling or whatever, so he just stopped and started again, which, you know, it happens quite often to people, more often than you would imagine. I've done it before. You're singing a cappella and you're really excited, and you know you've done it in this key, but then you just automatically, because of that adrenaline going, you just start higher. And I guess he did the right thing. If he knows he can't hit those top notes, just stop, start again. And when he started again, he did a great job. The judges were very happy. They were excited for him, and he got 4 yeses. So if you're enjoying the commentary so far, please thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. I will be asking you when I remember. If I forget, you please remind people on the video to thumb it up and let me know that you are enjoying it. Then we got to night 2. That was night 1 I just did. We got to night 2 of New York City Auditions. New York City Auditions. And we had Benjamin Gacy. He did Boyz II Men, Babyface, and something else. He was dressed like Michael Jackson with this squeaky, squeaky polyester, pleather, I don't know what it was, suit. Yeah, it was just, and this wig, this curly wig. crazy Afro sheen wig. Oh Lord Jesus, I just he was reminding me of CeeLo really at some point before he went in. I was like, CeeLo, is that you, little young CeeLo? But then my mouth was on the floor. He was so bad. I wasn't even laughing. It wasn't even funny to me. I think for me he was just trying a little too hard. If he had dressed regular and and really just thought he was really good, I probably would have found it funny. But it was just too over the top, and I wasn't finding it funny at all. Next we had Rosanna Schindelman, and I was hoping she was going to be good, because she sings all the time and blah blah blah, and but she had never sang before anybody else. Well, she wasn't good, and Randy made the Britney face. And he did it a few times. I was like, hey Randy, get your own thing, you know what I'm saying? And she got a no from the judges, and they looked to me like they were ready to burst out laughing. And that it went into a section of where there were a lot of bad people, and they were just laughing in some people's face, and one guy even farted while he was singing, and I was just like, oh my God, this nervous fart up in there. That made my night. I'm sorry, it was just it. I was just over. I was just done, okay? What did you guys think about that? Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Sarah Restuccio was next, 17. She did Mama Song by Carrie Underwood. Then, okay, let me talk about that. And I wasn't feeling her for whatever reason, but the judges seemed to like her. And Randy asked for a second song, and she said, I can do super bass. And of course, Nick was like, yeah, go ahead, This girl did super bass and wore it out. She was rapping, she was doing her thing. She was really into it. And I was like, wow, she blew me away. And it was a lot better for me than her singing was. And it was such a surprise. Nicki was loving it. The judges were all looking at her like, what? This little country bumpkin, New Jersey backwoods, farm raised girl going off. And she had it down. I was like, what? Go, girl. So Keith said he wasn't feeling the first song. I agree with that. And Nicki went on to rant about this girl. She was really like pushing her, trying to get everybody to vote for her. She was like, I really believe in this girl. So just very, very passionate. And I really, at this point, I already was watching her, and I was like, how is she going to be as a judge? And I really think she's going to be a good judge. I'm sorry, people, if you don't like her, if you don't think she's a good performer, whatever, because she seemed to really care about people. She was really nice and sweet, but when it came time to say, no, I don't think you're ready, or no, this isn't the right time for you, or I think you sound pretty good, but I'm not really feeling, I don't think it's great. She was dead on it. She was to the point. She was honest, but you could also feel, for me, I could feel that she really cared, and I think that is what makes a good judge. I think she's going to be a really good judge. Plus, she's over the top herself, so she is definitely going to be entertaining. But I think just as from a judge standpoint, or for someone who does music and loves music, I think that she has come across to me just in this one episode as someone who actually really loves artists and performers and people and really cares about them. So let me know again what you think about Nicki Minaj from seeing this episode and seeing how she has interacted with the contestants. Next up we had Albert Chang. He's 25, and he said he was going to do Phantom of the Opera, and I immediately started laughing. I was just like, this cannot go well. This cannot go well, okay? So it didn't go well. I'll just say that, and I got a good laugh. He was that kind of performer that I was just like, love to laugh. And the judges started laughing in his face. They weren't even trying to hold it in. They just bust out and started laughing while he was singing. And of course he got a no. And one of the crazy personalities then came out of Nicki, and she started doing this British accent. Which one is it? Is it Roman or is it Mother that's the British one? I think she turned into, I think it's Mother. I think she turned into Mother for quite a while, and they showed several clips of her doing this with people, and it was just too much. I thought it was funny, but the Mariah started getting into it, like, oh darling, if you're going to do the accent, of course you know I'm going to have to do it, and so it was just crazy. It was just crazy, but I thought it was fun and it was funny. Angela Miller, 18, was up next. She did Mama Knows Best by Jessie J, and this girl had hearing loss in her ears, and her voice was amazing, and her pitch was dead on, and she was fierce. I was really enjoying her performance. It was the best one so far for me tonight of all the people that I have seen. Really good audition and performance. Mariah said she had real tone and real soul behind it and a beautiful texture. I agree. She got 4 yeses to go through. Then Bret Hope was up next. He did When I Fall in Love by Nat King Cole, and I loved this song choice, but I did not like the singing. He didn't have much of a voice. He seemed like a nice guy, but you know, he claimed to be the biggest Idol fan ever, and he said, I think at some point he said he had auditioned 7 times. I don't know. I don't ever remember him before. Do you remember seeing him before? I've never seen him before, but whatever. He did not get through. Then we had Gurpreet Singh Saran, and they called him the Turbinator because he wears the turbans and he has so many, and he matched like today his lavender turban with the lavender shirt or whatever. He was looking good, you know, he was tight-headed going on, but he had a really nice sound to his voice, and he sang one song. I'm not sure what the song was, but then Randy asked him to sing something like the Indian flavored with the pentatonic scale or whatever. I think it's the pentatonic. Is it pentatonic? But anyway, and he was doing the little thing. I don't think he did it full out. I actually saved a video that someone tweeted of him that I want to watch while this is rendering, but I don't think he did it full out. But he was doing a little and I was like, even though it didn't look like he was really doing it, of course he got 3 out of 4. They put Nicki on the spot to either put him through or cut him, and she put him through. I'm glad she did. It would have been nice to see how she would have cut him, but I'm glad that she put him through so we can see him again. Ashley Feliciano was the last person up for the night. She was 20. She did Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae, and she had a good backstory, and I was liking her voice a lot. A little shrill at the top, but she was very comfortable and emotive. She was doing her thing. She was into it. She was really giving us, you know, I like to start giving us the story and whatnot. So I was really feeling it. Mariah said her potential was great. Keith said he liked her nasal tone, and ooh, he called it a beautiful nasal tone. No. But anyway, she got 4 yeses to go through, and they brought in her whole family and whatnot. 41 contestants went through to Hollywood from New York City, my city. Hey, go New York, yeah. And tomorrow night they will be in Chicago, and I will be right here watching. I'm tweeting from my So You Want to Be a Singer Twitter account, so if you want to follow there. And I will, you know, be chilling out and doing American Idol hopefully all season. So come join me for commentary, and make sure to forward this, to favorite it, to tweet it out, to Facebook it, and all those good things to let other people know that we are here discussing the show. I'm out. Peace.